Welcome back to the most unprofessional sports channel on YouTube. Welcome back to Swivel Chair Sports. I'm your host, Section Work Burkle, here at the coast today. Aaron, go and say hi, Aaron.
Hi.
Alright, please make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoy our content. Other than that, let's go ahead and get into it. So, in this video, we'll be taking a look at our way too early 2024 NFL Power Rankings, starting at number 10, working our way up to number 1, letting you know who we think is going to be the best teams in the NFL this next season. So, starting off with number 10, Aaron, take us away.
Number 10, I've got the Dallas Cowboys.
Oh.
What, you think that's a little low?
I think it's too high.
High.
Yeah.
Well, I don't
Win
know
a
about
playoff
that. I
game.
mean,
Win a playoff game.
they made the playoffs.
That-
It can be a
That's all they ask.
lot better than most other NFL teams. So,
It's fair.
lost their D coordinator. McCarthy arguably on the hot seat, but they still got, Dak, who, as we all can agree, is, stat patter extraordinaire. He always plays really well in the regular season,
true.
puts up big numbers. So I think that's my number 10 team.
Yeah, no, I mean, if I'm being honest, I found any way to not put the Cowboys in my top 10 simply because of their playoff failure this year, because this year was just inexcusable. Um,
I mean, that's fair.
yeah. And to be fair, the rest of the team, all the teams I have in the top 10 made the playoffs except for one team, and I think me having this specific team, who's my number 9, so we'll get them to a second, makes sense. My number 10, though, I have the Bills. Um, honestly, I was kind of
The
trying to
Bills
find.
at 10.
Yeah, I'm a hater. I'll admit it.
You are a hater
A
extraordinaire.
little bit of a hater. But at the same time, I mean, they can't make it past the second round anymore. They were terrible. I think with Sean McDermott, that's my main thing. They have Sean McDermott as head coach, and I do not like Sean McDermott as their head coach. I think he has proven time and time and time and time and time again that he is not the right answer for that team at the head position. Like he's just not going to get it done for them. And so I think that's the main reason why I have them so low is because they didn't get rid of him and address that issue this year. So Bills at 10. My number 9 team, the only non-playoff team I have in the top 10, and it's because they may have made in my opinion, I know you differ on this, best decision possible as regarding their head coach, and that's the Los Angeles Chargers. I think if anybody can stop the Chargers from charging, it's Harbaugh. I think him and Herbert are a match made in heaven, and I'm really, really, really scared as a Chiefs fan of what they're gonna do next year. So I got Chargers at 9.
This is probably another team that you think is way too high because you're a hater. My number 9 is the Philadelphia Eagles.
I don't even have them on here. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So that tells me that you put the Bucks somewhere up
No,
there ahead of the Eagles. No?
no.
Well, hmm.
You'll
Oh,
see.
you probably have more AFC teams.
I do. I have
Okay.
6. Yeah.
Yeah, I've got Philadelphia Eagles. I think, this sort of collapse was a kind of a one-off. I think Hurts will kind of bounce back. I know he was kind of struggling with some injuries at the end of last season. They're gonna have to kind of overhaul their O-line, with assuming Kelsey retires, and then obviously fix that secondary. So I think they've still got a decent enough core to be top 10.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Who's your 8?
My 8 is the brand new Detroit Lions. I think Dan Campbell's really kind of turned that franchise around there. I do think they need to find an answer for the future of their franchise at quarterback, but He's done a good job changing the culture there into a winning one.
Yeah, I obviously I've been high on the Lions all year, so I have them a little bit higher, but I do have them up there. Now my number 8, I have the Los Angeles Rams. I think healthy Matt Stafford next year with second year Puka Nakua, hopefully a healthy Cooper.
That's the big thing. Healthy Matt Stafford, keeping it
Yeah,
healthy.
well, not only that, also healthy Cooper Cup. If those two are healthy, then I think the Rams are a legitimate contender next year. And so that's basically all I'm kind of basing them off of is if their players are healthy, they're going to be good. Number 7, I've got the Houston Texans. C.J. Stroud, incredible story down there with another incredible story in D'Amico Ryan's. I expect two rookie duo head coach and quarterback is so fun to watch because you know those two are going to be together for like a long time if they keep up the success, and I think there's every reason in the world to believe that they will do so this next year. You expect them to make improvements on the offensive side of the ball personnel wise, and assuming all that happens, I think the Texans will finish as a top 4 team in the AFC.
My number 7 team is Green Bay. I liked what I saw of Jordan Love, especially that last kind of third of the season, really showing out and showing his growth. They've got a good um, young receiving core. Aaron Jones is getting up there, obviously, so they might need to find a
Mm-hmm.
future running back here um, in this upcoming draft or free agency, and
Treveon
um,
Travion Henderson.
maybe and that defense. That they got their new defensive coordinator, so we'll see if he really has an impact there. Um, my 6, Baltimore. I've got the Ravens. Zay Flowers showing a lot of promise this year. Of course, they're going to have to figure out if they want to bring back OBJ or not. He's a free agent, I believe. And then kind of determining whether that defense is going to be as good next year as they were this year. Um, uh, I've got faith in Lamar that they'll be a decent team, but I think they've got some questions kind of to fill. But I think I think they're good enough to be around the top 5.
Yeah, I also have the Ravens at 6, so I'm right there with you. The reason I have them that low, though, some people may think it's a little low to have the Ravens. That AFC Championship game was very concerning for me. Um, I'm kind of basing this ranking off of whether I think you can win a Super Bowl. Just transparency's sake, they're ranked in order of who I think has the best opportunity to win a Super Bowl. And so that's why the Ravens are at 6, is because they have not proven to me that they can win the AFC. And so until they show me that, I don't have enough confidence in them to overcome a Burrow, Mahomes, maybe even an Allen. So got Ravens at 6. At 5, I've got Detroit. Really high on them. Um, I don't know if they're going to win the division because of who I got at 4, but I do like the Lions. I think Dan Campbell has turned that culture around. Jared Goff, like you mentioned, they probably want to look at replacing that position soon. But as for now, he's good at doing good enough, if not doing really well, honestly. And so I expect them to just keep taking that next step this next season. Maybe not as far as make it to the Super Bowl, but as far as like overall like consistency, confidence level, like expectations. I expect the Lions to be right up there with maybe that second tier of teams this next year, because they have such young talent that's also going to progress just more and more throughout next year. So I got Lions at 5.
My number 5 is a team who didn't make the playoffs this year. I know that's may seem a little high, but
Oh,
it's Cincinnati Bengals
okay,
for
yeah,
me.
that one's fine.
Joe Burrow obviously missed most of last season with multiple injuries, and he'll be coming back. Of course, they've got some wide receiver free agents that they have to decide what to do with, whether or not to franchise tag them or let them walk, or what they're going to do. But I think Joe Burrow completely changes the dynamic of that team. And um, like he said, their window is always open when he's there and when he's healthy. So I got the Cincinnati Bengals at 5. And then my 4 team, Houston Texans. I was very
Mm.
high on
Mm.
CJ Stroud
Wow.
coming out of the draft,
I
and
like that.
really had a lot of faith in them kind of coming into the playoffs, and obviously getting that big win over the Cleveland Browns in the playoffs. I like their receiving core. They're young. They've got a lot of room to grow. Obviously Stroud, young. Um, Obviously one of the best rookie campaigns we've ever seen. And then D'Amico Ryans did a great job with that defense. They've got um, Will Anderson really showed a lot of promise. So I think they're gonna really kind of take the next step next year and be really good.
I like Texans that high personally. I couldn't do it because I thought I would feel like that was too much, but I do like that. I think they could easily be that high for sure. Um, at my number four, I've got the Green Bay Packers. Um, Jordan Love, I feel like in the playoffs took that next step um, to where I think we should expect him to be in MVP conversations every single year for the foreseeable future. I think he is going to be that good. The Packers do it again. Go out and get that franchise quarterback successor to an already Hall of Fame franchise quarterback. So, whoop de fucking do. They do it for the third time in a row. Uh, Meanwhile, some of us were waiting for decades upon decades just to get one. Y'all have your third straight. So, right here. No, all jokes aside, Packers are going to be really good for years to come. Not only do you have a really good young quarterback, the wide receiving core is like stupid young, and they're all really good. Jaden Reed, Romeo Dobbs, Christian Watson, all studs. You got Luke Musgrave, tight end, stud. Also, rookie, I think, this year. Uh, really, like you said, all they got to do offensively is replace Aaron Jones here soon. Maybe not yet, but soon, because he is getting up there in age. Um, so if they can go out there and get a Treveon, I think is it Travion? Travion Henderson, is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
so.
Travion Henderson. Dude, that could be nasty, especially because he's good at catching it out of the backfield with a quarterback like Jordan Love. That's going to be a huge plus. They've got the potential to be really special and maybe even be the NFC's version of the Chiefs for the next 5 years. I don't know. Um, Number four or number three, I've got the Cincinnati Bengals. I said earlier that I only had one non-playoff team. I forgot the Bengals didn't make the playoffs because with a quarterback like Joe Burrow, you always expect that team to be contending. And I think he's just going to pick up right where he left off. The reason I think that, he did it last time. Tore his flipping ACL, came right back, made the fucking Super Bowl. So I think the Bengals are going to be fine, even if they don't bring back T. Higgins. You would hope they at least bring back one of either T. Higgins or Tyler Boyd because I think they're both up for contracts this offseason. As long as they bring one of those two back, you're fine. You still got Jamar Chase. Maybe look to get like a tight end here soon, just to kind of get the pressure off the receivers a little bit. But then Joe Mixon, he's decent out of the backfield. Could potentially get another guy to kind of play off him. But yeah, other than that, I think the Bengals are kind of set up for success here for the foreseeable future.
My number three, you're gonna hate it because you're a hater. Buffalo Bills. I obviously have much more faith
Gross.
in them than you do.
Gross.
Josh Allen is one of the best quarterbacks in the league, undeniably.
One of the best to go
Um,
6-6 to start a year, that's for sure.
Chiefs didn't have a great year this year.
They didn't start
Then
6-6.
made a run at the end. Both teams made a run at the end. You know, so um, I've got all the faith in the world in Josh Allen to have that team be a top contender. And then my number two team who finished runner up
Yeah.
this year, San Francisco 49ers. Dak bringing a lot of their players back.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's fairly obvious how good they're going to be. I don't think there's really anybody that can contend with them on the NFC side as far as roster talent wise goes.
Now I will say, sorry, are you done? I'm assuming you're.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I do. I also have the Niners at two, obviously, because I didn't mention them yet. Where else would I have them? Uh, Dre
Go for it.
Greenlaw's probably going to be out the entire season. because I'm assuming he ruptured. I don't know if it came out officially, but he ruptured his Achilles, right? That's what happened on that
Yeah, I
Yeah,
said that immediately.
yeah. So did I.
Yeah.
Yeah, my fiance's mom was sitting in the living room and she's like, "What happened on that?" And I was like, "I think he tore his Achilles. I think it's gone. I think he's done." And sure enough, they started saying Achilles injury, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's probably what happened then." Which sucks on such a freak thing.
Need to
Third,
get on that Aaron
third,
Rodgers program.
third Achilles pop in by a at least by a substantial player this season, which is crazy. I feel like we've never seen that.
It's way more than that. It's way
Oh,
more
I'm
than the
sure.
third.
Yeah, you're probably right. Um, I don't know what's going on with the grass, but somebody's got to look into that. Yeah, I got Niners at 2 as well, though. I think they'll be able to overcome that. Like you said, they're bringing just about everybody back that matters outside of like 2 or 3 pieces. Um, but they have so much talent that they're going to be able to overcome that. And then number 1, we can both agree, got the Kansas City Chiefs. Can't keep the Kings down. Back-to-back champs, going for a three-peat. First time it would ever be done in NFL history. I think it'll happen. I'm calling it right here, right now. Kansas City Chiefs.
Next year is gonna be so stressful.
I don't care.
Just because of that.
Yeah. Just because I'm predicting it or just in general?
No, just like wanting them to be the first team to three-peat.
Yeah.
It'll add a whole nother level of stress.
Well, it was stressful just wanting us to be the first team to repeat in 20 years.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you're
wanting us to win our first one in 50 years.
Yeah. So, I'm calling it right here, right now, though. Kansas City Chiefs, first team in NFL history to win 3 straight Super Bowls. Patrick Mahomes, first player in NFL history to win 3 straight Super Bowl MVPs, as well as regular season MVP this year. He's winning number 3 right there as well. Chiefs all the way, baby.
What can you say?
Anything else? That'll do it for this episode of the most unprofessional sports channel on YouTube. So, to our sports, I've been your host, Zach Merkel, here with the host today, Aaron. Go and say bye, Aaron.
Bye.
All right, please make sure to like and subscribe. And Chiefs Kingdom. Let's roll. Deuces.